Can't fall, but his delight is in the Lord, and in this Lord I say, I did sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth fat fruit in his season. Him leaf never I go wither, and whatsoever him do shall prosper. Yay! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go turn upon judgment, nor the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah, but the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always, I go perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah! Where two and three meet in the name of the Most High Jah, are there so Jah there. If Jah never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. Same way. If Jah never watch upon them same house when built for you, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I says unto your name, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yehuda Amasa, Augusto Augusto Daniel, Komaya Sataya. Aimana Pio Waya. Kramawe Gromabea Tila. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth. Yes, nothing but the truth to power. And my name, Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot. And each time this black pot rests on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. My brother, my sister. Now, the sumptuousness that is cooked in the black pot is also nourishing. Now, look at the black pot and look at the ingredients that come into the black pot. Different colors, different sizes, different tastes, and even different flavors and smells. They put away all differences, come together in the black pot so that they can serve you with so much nourishment after the food is cooked. And when it's food time, it's family time. My brother, my sister, now the black pot represents the continent of Africa. The ingredients in the black pot that form the food through the powerful cookery of the African woman also represent us as the people. We must put away all our differences so that we'll come together and produce development for our continent, our people, our land. This is why this show is called the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. My brother, my sister, we are live on Pan-African TV. Yes, via the power of satellite, we are seen all over the world. Yes, on the continent of Africa and beyond. And we are also on Ghana Web TV, also on Black Empire TV, and most importantly, we are wide and loud on social media. My brother, my sister, follow us on social media, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, be it Facebook, or even Twitter. Our name is Black Empire Media, as you can see on your screens. My brother, my sister, we are champions of Pan-Africanism. Pan-African TV, #1 across the continent of Africa and beyond. And do business with us. Yes, everybody watches us. Yes, the audience is huge. Pick up our numbers on the screen and talk to us. You can send us a WhatsApp message or even a WhatsApp call. We are ready to talk to you. Tell us what business you are into. Do you have an event that you want to advertise? Or do you want a speaking session where we can talk Pan-Africanism? Talk to us. We are ready to grace all these occasions. It could be in a school. It could even be at a party or even in the open. we are ready to propagate the message of Pan-Africanism anywhere. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. First story I want to look at today. Watch it. Coming in strong like the lion. Arrogant, incompetent Ken OFORI-ATTA will read budget in empty house. What a sentence. It's a whole sentence. It's a whole huge sentence of a headline. Arrogant, incompetent Ken OFORI-ATTA will read budget in empty house. This is the arrogant, incompetent Ken OFORI-ATTA this headline is talking about. My brother, my sister, and this is the MP who is making this statement. Recently, we heard that they wanted Ken OFORI-ATTA out, 138 members of parliament on the majority side of parliament. They wanted him out because they said he was incompetent. Now, the president invited them over tea and cabin biscuits, and after drinking the tea and eating the cabin biscuits, they decided that no, the president should have his way. Keep the incompetent guy until the whole nation crashes down and we all are dead. For as long as you want, we are okay. Now, this MP is angry. Watch the headline from Ghana Web. It says, OFORI-ATTA will come and meet an empty chamber if calls for his resignation are not addressed. And this is the NPP MP. New patriotic member of parliament. Well, I'm sure they wanted to say new patriotic party member of parliament for Botiano Ngleshi Amanfro. Sylvester Matthew Tete has accused Finance Minister Ken OFORI-ATTA of acting in bad faith after the president pleaded with the majority in parliament to step down on calls for his dismissal. According to the majority member of parliament, comments made by the minister after they heeded the president's request for time can affect the president's plea. But when the finance minister, after this, goes public and starts making such public statements, we don't know the challenges he's gone through. I mean, these are comments in bad taste. And that is what I am saying. From where I sit, the signals I am picking, such comments, if it's not checked, will go down on the president's plea. He stated on Tuesday, October 11, 2022, edition of Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. We had a meeting and the president had made a plea. The majority caucus had taken that plea in good faith. And to have gone through a process, the president had asked, to have gone through a process, the president had asked, one party, in this case, should not go to town. It's not good, he added. He hinted that the caucus will likely take action, such as boycotting the minister's upcoming budget presentation in parliament if his utterances are not checked. Events after and the subsequent pronouncements by the minister, the signals I am picking, if they don't address it, he will come to the house to meet an empty chamber. That's it. My brother, has been told already. 138 members made headlines all over the country when these people, MPs, came out from the majority caucus and said they did not want the finance minister, he must resign. He had plunged this country into so much debt and so much crisis. But the president decided to call them and plead with them, as you saw in that write-up. Now, after talking to the 138 members, they agreed that they would step down. And so selfishly, they came out and announced to us again that they had rescinded their decision upon meeting with the president. And we couldn't make head or tail out of this. No meaning at all. Now, you wanted the finance minister out because he was incompetent. And you had to go public with this because the president refused to listen to you. He was arrogant. You told us all of a sudden the arrogant president invited you. You went to him, listened to him, and then you agreed that he was no longer arrogant and that the finance minister was no longer incompetent and that he should go ahead and make this country the worst he can get. What joke. What kind of a joke do you want to give to the people? These people have to be serious sometimes. You see, these are some of the things we say, and some of these MPs say we insult them time after time. How can you be representing your constituencies? According to you, you went to the constituencies and your constituents told you that the finance minister must go because he was so incompetent. You agreed with them. You all came together. One, to protect the nation. Two, to protect your own seats in your constituencies. All of a sudden, what your constituents said did not matter anymore. You are jokers. You are not serious. How could you sell the whole nation for tea and carbon biscuits? You are jokers. What is this? Now all of a sudden, you expected the finance minister to be quiet and be humble. Well, humility is in the DNA. You can pretend to be humble, but your DNA would expose you. They are not a humble people. Not the president, not OFORI-ATTA. None of these people is humble. A generation of bomb throwers, a generation of people who hate progress. It's not possible. Now you said the house will be empty. Who wants to listen to you again? You have already sold out your birthright for tea and carbon biscuits. Whether the house is empty or full, we don't care anymore. All we care about is that we will hit the road every day and make noise until your incompetent finance minister and your incompetent, arrogant president is kicked out. The noise will be so humongous, he will be drowned in that noise. The whole nation is angry. Nobody is ready to listen to anybody from your side. We don't want to listen to the president. We don't even want to see the shadow of the vice president. He's the biggest joke the world has ever donated to Africa. The biggest package of jokes. Anytime I see another politician or any other person I encounter and his name is Baumia, I would think twice. If I see him in the circus, that's okay. That's a clown. Let him clown and go. But outside the circus, I'll think twice. Arrogant, incompetent Ken OFORI-ATTA will read budget in MTL. Does he even have the budget? What is he going to read? What is there to be read? They are waiting for the IMF and the World Bank to give them peanuts so they can come and talk to us. Is it not so terrible that how much does Ghana need? How much does Ghana need? How much? $1 billion? $2 billion? Only $3 billion. Do you know how much Kanye West is worth? Kanye West alone can donate 10 times that to Ghana and still be rich. Kanye West alone. So our country is up for sale. You want only 3 billion. You have cocoa, you have gold, you have diamond. Are you saying that we can't get this from all this? So this country is only worth how much? How much? 3 billion? With that 3 billion, we all are going to die. This country is not going to happen. I can't think far. I can't think madness. I can't think far. I can't think madness. Dash it away. Next one. Look at it. Fuite de Cerveaux. That's the title. Oh, you want to know what it means? Fuite de Cerveaux. Brain drain. That's what it means. I remember my French teacher, Miswe Anson. May God bless him. He's resting somewhere in heaven. Fuite de Cerveaux. Cerveau is the brain. Fuite is flight or drain. Brain drain. You know what it means to say brain drain? When professionals leave your country, professionals citizens who are professionals, trained in the country. After being trained, they leave the country and go elsewhere to ply their trade. That is what is called brain drain. That is what is called brain drain. And in French, we say fuite de cerveau. Watch this. 90% of doctors want to leave Ghana. Survey reveals only 10% will be left. The 10%, 8% of them are quack doctors who will use one syringe to inject 800 people. 8% out of the 10 left are quack doctors who are abortion doctors who will sleep with women before they even give services. I am hurt. Fuite de cerveau. Watch it. It says, President of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Cerveaux, has revealed that per a survey conducted by the association, most Ghanaian doctors are considering leaving the country. Come! He mentioned that a survey conducted amongst 360 medical doctors indicated that 90% of them have considered leaving Ghana. Dr. Frank Cerveaux statement at the just ended 64th annual general conference of the association in Bolgatanga. He noted that the doctors want a better condition of service for which they are seeking to leave the shores of Ghana. Immigration of medical doctors from Ghana is an age-old problem that continues to deplete the country of much-needed human resources. In recent times, there has been a surge in the number of health workers, including medical doctors, leaving the country. The reasons for immigration of doctors seem to vary with time. A recent survey of 360 doctors currently practicing in Ghana showed that about 90% of them have ever considered leaving the country to move to more developed countries. The reason for which doctors leave Ghana include the search for better income, improved working living conditions, better life and schools for their children, and opportunities for further education. Dr. Frank Cerveaux added, dash it away. Oh, you are. That is Dr. Frank Cerveaux, the laughing stone. And he's smiling. He's speaking the truth. My brother, my sister, it is so pathetic that the nation spends the taxpayers' money to be able to train professionals to augment the human resources of this country, the quality of human resource in this country. Then all of a sudden, there is fuite de cerveau, brain drain. My brother, my sister, it is so sad. Another country that suffers from so much brain drain is India. India produces a lot of professionals, but a huge chunk of Indians leave the country, going into other areas and doing magic. If 90% of all doctors in Ghana decide to go away, I want to turn it upside down. Interview the people in the country. How many of them want to stay here? That will be 0.00000 to the umpteenth time 1%. Who doesn't want to run away from Ghana at this time? Even old 106-year-olds want to leave the country. The only time Ghanaians want to return to Ghana is when they are dead. They will write in their will that when they are dead, they should carry them to Wonwo, Dompoase. They should carry them all the way to Peki, Abiteli. They should carry them all the way to Teshi. They should carry them all the way to Keta. They should send them to Pesingpe to bury them. But when they are alive, No. So every time we look at Africa, people want to run out of it. Despite all the gold and the diamond and the bauxite. Where are the leaders? In Ghana, it is terrible. The only time we want to return home is when we are dead. Everybody has turned this country into a graveyard. Fuite, the Cerveaux. When are we going to stay here patriotically and say, listen, the country is not the best, but I understand that my little contribution would help this country reach there. Without that, if everybody wants to run out, at the slightest problem, we run out. Oh, nothing is working in this country, so I'm leaving. When will the country develop? Think about it, brethren. The slightest problem, you are leaving. You are looking for greener pastures. If those people there had also left at the time they had issues, because everybody at a point had an issue, you must never ever give up on your country. You must stay and let it work, no matter how dumb and stupid they are. That is why you need to kick them out every now and then. That is how you have to make it happen. Constant demonstrations. Until we are able to find good enough leaders. At least we had Kwame Nkrumah. He stayed in this country to make it happen. Under no circumstances should doctors, nurses, and the rest say they are leaving for greener pastures. I understand it if you would have to relocate for another reason. But if it is for greener pastures, make sure that it happens here. Till the land. Make sure the pastures are all green. As green as you want the pastures, create that. Everything is here. My brother, my sister, this is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemu, where we speak truth to power. Come! When we return, we'll be talking more. In the interim, I have a quote for you. And this quote is about brain drain. I'm taking you to India. Hey! Wayo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunemu, where we speak truth to power. Next thing I want to look at is rolling on your screen. And what does it say? Watch it. Family and friends government at the pulpit. When we talk about the pulpit, we are talking about men and women of God preaching. Oh, hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Yes. So what is happening? Catholic Bishop Conference warns against family and friends governments. This is what is called nepotism. Nepotism. In Ghana, when you Google king of nepotism, it takes you to say OFORI-ATTA the first. He was the king of nepotism. Crowned king of nepotism. What is nepotism? Dealing with only family and friends, close relations and relatives, so that they will benefit from what is supposed to be for the public. The Catholic Bishop Conference has cautioned that governments built around only close relations without the input of other people are for disaster and should be discouraged. I'm sure you want to hear it again. The Catholic Bishop Conference has cautioned that governments built around only without the input of other people are for disaster and should be discouraged. President of the conference, Most Reverend Philip Name, speaking at the annual plenary assembly 2022 at Donkokrom in the Afram Plains North district of the Eastern region, whilst advising members to leverage on the strength of diversity to formulate policies for members, added that is a lesson political leaders must take a cue from. What I have said here is not only relevant for the church, but also for the government. If a particular government comes, whether NDC or NPP, and thinks that his people, his tribe has all the competences, or his clan, and ignores the others, we can experience disasters. He said, he thereby called on political leaders to look beyond their inner circles when and draw from the competences of people across the country in the formation of a government. According to him, only then will Ghana show exemplary leadership. That second paragraph says, he thereby called on political leaders to look beyond their inner circles and draw from the competencies of people across the country in the formation of a government. According to him, only then will Ghana show exemplary leadership. Dash it away. My brother, today we are experiencing the same thing. Interestingly, the grandfather of the president was the one crowned the king of nepotism. Just Google it. Don't trust me. Don't believe in what I'm telling you. Google it. Say OFORI-ATTA the first, king of nepotism. He was the most nepotistic king this country has ever had. Family and friends. Was only looking out for his family and friends and his clan and tribe. I don't like that word tribe. My brother, my sister, and that was it. His grandson today has inherited him. His finance minister is his cousin. The pseudo prime minister Gabi Ochredako is his cousin. And he has them in government. And when we talked about this some time ago, Gabi Ochredako, the pseudo prime minister of this country, told her, but what are you talking about? Should the president employ his enemies? Such a cheek. Such a cheek. My brother, my sister, the Catholic bishops have spoken. A government of family and friends is called nepotism. Maybe it's called nepocracy, where everybody is a family member or a friend. And that's a recipe for disaster. Let's think about this carefully. Let's be selfless. Let's look at our nation and how selflessly we can defend it like our ancestors did. When we return, we'll go deeper and talk some more. But I have a quiz question for you. Check it out. Hey! Wayo! Well, Africa is the land of sunshine. But there are countries in Africa that have more sunshine than anywhere in the world. One such country is Namibia. Namibia used to be part of South Africa. Sam Nujoma, you remember Sam Nujoma, right? Now Namibia experiences how many days of sunshine in a year? 300. So the 65 days, they have rainfall and some other such things. 300 days of sunshine in a year. Is the land that has more sunshine than any other country in the world. Bring me the flag of Namibia again. And when you look at the flag, you will see the sunshine. The sun shining. And you would also see that round heavenly body telling the whole world that, listen, we know that we have sunshine in this country. Have they been able to make a very good use of the sun? Solar energy. What do Namibians look like? Do you remember the Kalahari Desert? Right there in Namibia. How many of you watched that movie? The ghost must be crazy. Kalahari Desert. Are we making full use of the energy that we have from the sun? If the whole year, for 300 solid days, you have nothing but sunshine. Look at Namibia. Look at the desert. Watch it. Look at the sun shining from afar. Look at the shadows coming down from the trees. The trees that have no leaves. But this tree is not dead. It has deeply seated roots in there, tapping water. These are called desert plants. They will stay there and benefit the desert. My brother, my sister, look at the flag of Namibia. This is the Kalahari Desert. Watch the sunshine. What do you also have in your country? Is it represented in your flag? The flag of Ghana has so many different things inside. Red, gold, and green. True? What do you have in your nation? Does it benefit you to its full capacity? This is the Black Pot, aka Kokushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Come! Next thing. Watch what it is. Why SHATTA WALE boycotted HOGBETSOTSO. I love it. HOGBETSOTSO. The festival of HOGBETSOTSO. Why SHATTA WALE boycotted HOGBETSOTSO. For some days now, SHATTA WALE has been trending. He and his manager have been going to and fro on social media. But today we are talking about SHATTA WALE and HOGBETSOTSO. That is the flyer. Now this flyer says Hogbe Beach Rave. People were supposed to pay 20 Ghana cedis and go and watch SHATTA WALE. He was the main headline. That's why the photo shows him big. There were some other Voltarian artists who were supposed to appear. Agbeshi was supposed to be there. There you can also see Chief One and some other artists. SHATTA WALE went there to perform. But when he got there, they drove him straight to the radio station to go and grab an interview because according to the organizers, they had not sold enough tickets. SHATTA WALE said in the contract, I told you that I will not be able to go to any radio station for any interview. Number two, in the contract, I told you that I will not go to any chief to greet any chief. What is my reason? It's not because I'm arrogant. It's because as a performer, I need to gather all the energy and go on stage. You know, when I go on stage 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, to go around and be greeting people, this will sap up all the energy and I won't be able to perform. And my fans will be disappointed. Please, take me to my hotel. People said, no. According to SHATTA WALE, they said, if you do the interview, you are selfish. We have paid you already. You don't want us to sell tickets. You need to announce that you are here. SHATTA WALE said, take me to the hotel. They said, no, we won't take you to the hotel. You must do this interview. He jumped into the car, went back to Accra. And when he got back to Accra, the organizers decided to call him and beg him to return. According to the organizers, the place was not packed. They needed to see the place packed because they have spent a lot of money on the artist. But what does Shatta Wale himself say about what happened?
So I call them, see, I don't tell them, see, when we come here, I beg, it be show where they contract me for. We know they go great chief and those kind of, I go tired, the shows every evening, Charlie. I know how people, they love me, and I know if I have to get into the crowd, Charlie, sometimes before we go, your voice up, everybody go to talk to you. My voice all go to strain. Right now, if I go stage, if I don't go fish out. So I wanted to keep that energy for my lovely people of water. As I ask them that question, say, you know, be this I tell you from a cry before we catch here. They say one of the organizers or whatever, we they part of the show people, say me, if I no go come the radio station, then they no go take me go my hotel. That be one bam, bing, 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 alarm. Hey. I say, yeah, you see what? If you know go take me go, if I know go come to the radio station, so make I pack my luggage where I take from Accra. All come the radio station. Master, make I take my luggage, all come the radio station. Then come do radio interview. Then if I finish, boy, me and you all day Ghana. Me and you all day Ghana. Ask yourself, is that how they treat the foreign artists? When they from airport now, they take them go radio station because them are things, then they take them at things or they pack them at luggage. So you see live band. Then some artists if you come Ghana, then you see they come play live band and some international artists go then they get live band for the car in backup where the live band or they pack up, then they take go radio station. They must stay. Some of them if they come Ghana say they bring stage. Some of them they carry the stage. Then they catch radio station. Yeah, the artists come in stage all day there. Then the stage cast did the route up. Then they carry come radio station. Then the artists maybe they say Usher they come and Usher they can't perform. Then they carry Usher carry the stage and the band and the sounds and in dresses and in everything.
I couldn't agree with him more. As an artist, me and him could have disagreed on so many different things. But what is Shatta Wale saying here that does not make sense? Tell me. Do you know how much energy an artist needs on stage? Yes, you need to make your money. The artist here is saying that, listen, right from the start we agreed that when I come, I will go straight to my hotel room and rest, gather the energy for the show. Before this concert, I had heard that there was an agreement that he will come into town early with his entourage, with some motorbikes, roaming the whole area, going all the way to even a flower, so that people would see that he was in town. Did that happen or not? Was it true or false? Now, if the artist needs to do an interview, because he did not sell tickets, was it an afterthought? Or it was planned already? Did the artist agree? Was it in the contract or not? Shatta Wale here says that it was not in the contract. He agreed that he would not do any radio interviews and he would not go and greet any chiefs, not because of disrespect, but because that will sap out his energy. It makes so much sense to me, brethren. Hey, listen, sometimes even when you are backstage, and this is my own personal experience, backstage, warming up to try and come and sing on stage, especially those of us who do live band, live music. Fans can even come backstage. They want to take a photo with you. One person takes a selfie and he's standing there and takes over 1 million photographs and he's still taking. He will turn, he will different Chinese moves to take photographs. And he wants to talk to you at the same time. But you want to keep your voice and come on stage. Out of respect, you cannot send them away because they are your fans. SHATTA WALE has seen this. And what is he saying? I do not want to disrespect my fans. So I'm not going to any chief. We can go to any chief or any radio station after if you want. But for now, I am performing here for the first time. Let me come and play. According to him, organizers said no. And therefore, he jumped in his car and went away. But look at the story. SHATTA finally explains absence at HOGBETSOTSO rave. Dancehall musician SHATTA WALE has stormed social media with explanations in relation to his absence at the HOGBETSOTSO beach rave in Tegbi, Volta region. Earlier, it was reported that SHATTA WALE, who was billed to perform as headline artist, failed to show up on stage, although he arrived in town for the event. It is interesting to note that SHATTA WALE had shown up at the venue of the concert in vehicles rented for him and his team by the organizers, yet could not be found afterwards. All efforts by the two management teams to get him to come to the concert grounds to perform to the waiting crowd proved futile. Parts of the statement from the organizers read, it was said to be a chaotic scene as disappointed fans who were gathered at the venue attacked some organizers by pelting stones at them and destroying their gadgets. After days of silence, SHATTA has taken to social media to state reasons for his absence on stage, stating his own side of the story. The dancehall artist expressed that he was disrespected by the organizers. Buttressing his point, SHATTA asserted that he was driven directly to a radio station to grant an interview when he already had an agreement with organizers that he would not participate in such an arrangement or even greet any chief. He added that one of the organizers threatened to withhold his accommodation if he failed to grant the interview, and that was when he took off. If you show where them contract me for, we know they go greet people. I go tire before the show starts safe. I know how people they love me, and I know I'll have to get into the crowd. Everybody go they talk to you and your voice all go strain. I wanted to keep the energy for my lovely people of Volta. As I asked them whether it no be this thing, I tell them before coming. I hear say one of the organizers say if I no go come the radio station, then them no go take me go my hotel room. So you expect me to carry all my luggage I came with to the radio station? He expressed in pidgin English during the Instagram live. A disappointed SHATTA, however, asked if a foreign artist could be treated in such an unfair manner. Show me scenes of the confusion. Watch. You see a flying chair. In fact, people were mad and angry. They were ready for action. SHATTA WALE, on his way back to Accra, according to him, when he arrived in Accra, organizers called him and begged him to please come back and play, and that they will give him money. They would pay him 150,000 Ghana cedis more. But he said it's not all about the money. It's respect. You see, me and this brother here, sometimes we disagree. I agree with him 100%. If all that he's saying is the truth. How can you treat an artist like this? What was the agreement? In fact, I watched that Facebook live or Instagram live thing. He also talked about some other concerts that he was paid, yet he did not appear. Well, I have some other versions. We have heard his version. Can the organizers come out and also say something? This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. Dash it away. Next thing. Bulldog goes to court, dragging Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale went on social media so angry that Bulldog, his former manager, had shared some secrets about him that made him sad. They used to be very close and good. They broke up the first time, patched up, came back again, and boom, it's happening again. Shatta Wale wrote so many different things. One of the things that shook the nation again, because this was not the first time Shatta Wale was making such an allegation. He said that Bulldog told him that him, Bulldog, and some other people planned the murder of Fennec Ochery, an artist manager that Bulldog later said he introduced him to artist management. Bulldog said in an interview, monitored only yesterday on Hits FM, that Fennec Ochery used to come to his house to eat with him. How could he kill him? Get me the photograph of Fennec Ochery. Fennec is spelled F-E-N-N-E-C. Ochery. Fennec Ochery. Bulldog said Fennec was a friend to him. And whilst Bulldog was talking, tears were running down his face. He said he would have to go down to the bottomless pit of this matter. Get to the very bottom to clear his name. He says right now, anytime he Googles his name, all he sees is Fennec Ochery murderer. This is Fennec Ochery. I know this guy. Better still, I knew him. I've told this story time and again. There was a time this gentleman was chasing me to do an interview with me in the days. I remember he even brought me a certain t-shirt. He was organizing something. And he believed that if I granted him that interview, in fact, he would blow. And it was so nice because me, when people believe that if I do something small for them, they will blow, I normally want to do it for them, especially if it's just an interview. He followed me all the way to Oxford Street. There's some restaurant, I think they call it Papaya or something. He met me there and gave me the t-shirt. My brother, the celebrity Blakk Rasta, he asked me if he could ask me for one thing. I said, what is it? He said, can you change and wear this t-shirt so that I'll take a photo of you inside Papaya? In fact, when he was talking, his mouth was quivering because he didn't believe I would do it. I ripped off my shirt. I just went into the bathroom, ripped it off, and wore the t-shirt. And he took a photo of me and used it for his story. There was a day I went out to record. In fact, it was a video editing session. And when we finished late at night, I was trying to drive my car out, and then the tigers started dancing azonto and couldn't move. He came out and said, hey, please, don't drive. You can't move this car. Make our driver go out. He drove me all the way from the Spintex where he lived in his pickup. I remember it was a pickup. Drove me all the way. And whilst we're sitting, fully air conditioned. At that time, I couldn't even afford air. I had air conditioning, but I couldn't switch it on. And we were conversing. There was some other thing he himself was doing in the car that I can't put out. But we had fun. You understand? I remember Fennec. So many different things, but these are the things that I remember him so much for. And some other things. He managed Abeku Santana as well. All of a sudden, young boy, he got married. I think he had a little baby, then bam, murdered in cold blood. I couldn't believe it. And they said it was Bulldog. And Bulldog said he was the one who actually brought this guy into artist management. When he was saying it yesterday on Hits, he was shedding tears. It took Andy Dusty and some other people to restrain him and cool him down. But he's not going to court because of the Fennec Ochery murder. Bulldog is in court because of defamation of character. Bulldog drags Shatta Wale to High Court for defamation. Do you have the papers of the court? Watch them. These are the papers. He's not talking about the man. He's talking about defamation of character. How Shatta Wale said, oh, you said former President Mahama asked you to go and bring some gunmen to do some work for him. And that you've been bringing girls to Mahama. He's been asking you to bring him girls and so on and so forth. He said, as for the murder case, it's been squashed. It's good the IGP has invited Shatta Wale. Let him go and give the evidence. If they need to open it again, let them open it. Bulldog shed tears. Wherever the truth is, we shall not make any judgment, especially that is in court. I pray that the truth comes out, especially that the court said they have reopened it. It's one of the cold cases that they have reopened and they want to see how it will end. Shatta Wale is going to court. Let's hope that this thing is resolved with the truth coming out. Dash it away. I'm about to go. Next headline. And I'm done. How many of us know Anas? Armiyao Anas. Anas Armiyao. Come on. Anas Armiyao Anas is going to be unveiled. Oh, okay, now I understand. I didn't understand. I thought it was a statue to be unveiled. You know Anas Armiyao, bring that photo back. Anas Armiyao, Anas normally wears this thing. He's an investigative journalist. I've met him several times. I know what his face looks like. In fact, he's my brother. I love Anas. Because of Anas, so many terrible things in this country came to a certain low level. He will follow you with his hidden camera, record you. Now, one of the biggest people that he actually exposed to the public was Kwesi Nyantakyi. This guy. I love this man too. Yes. Kwesi Nyantakyi was the boss of the GFA, Ghana Football Association, the biggest name in there. And Nas was able to find out that this man was actually corrupt. And he exposed him in a certain documentary known as Number 12, where this man greedily was asking for millions so that he'll be able to control the whole nation with a foreigner. In fact, one of his wives later said, when I watched that documentary and I saw the way my husband was talking, I knew this was not my husband. My husband would never say this. He was somebody else. Let's pray for him. That was something like that. Kwesi Nyantakyi, from that time, lost dignity, lost face. So many people have been trying to pull him back, including Adom Ochre, who said, hey, he said Kwesi Nyantakyi now is out. Look at how Ghana football has gone down. And some of us said, listen, let us be patriotic. Would you love it if Satan comes to rule this country corruptedly and it prospers, rather than an angel coming to rule this country and teaching us wisdom, and yet we do not prosper just as much? It's almost like saying, do you want to be a well-fed slave or a hungry free man? It's better to live a life of good morals and be hungry than to live a life of lies and be belly full. Kwesi Nyantakyi is still in court trying to fight his name. He was banned by FIFA and thrown out in the cold. But look at the headlines. Breaking news. Supreme Court orders Anas Armiyao Anas to appear in open court without mask to face Kwesi Nyantakyi. Bring me the other headline. This is from my own radio station. 3 News. Look at it. Supreme Court orders Anas to testify in open court without privileges. That means he cannot go with that thing. He cannot wear anything to mask his face because of the dangerous work he does. Anas Armiyao Anas normally would hide his face. I pray that the Supreme Court is able to consider the fact that he is involved in a certain dangerous act. If the Supreme Court wants to see his face, the face can be seen, but no photographs taken, and at the same time, there shouldn't even be people in the court. It should be in camera. I'm only suggesting. What do your laws say about this? Leave it here. That's all the story is talking about. The breaking news is all about this. But, my brother, it's not difficult to still disguise yourself without a mask. You can grow your afro. You still have time to grow your afro. Or you can cut your hair sakura and wear glasses. It's possible. There are so many things you can do. In this period of virus, there's a face mask you can wear, right? Face mask. You can wear your face mask. Does anybody have the right to tell you to take off your face mask in this period of sickness? I'm asking you. Take off your face mask because you are in court. Ghana law courts, sometimes I'm so ashamed of some of the things that happen. You remember last week, a judge ordered Oliver Barker-Vormawor to take off the Ghana flag that was around his neck. What impudence of a dirty judge. Who are you to disrespect the national flag like that? Can you believe that? Abuse of power. My name is Blakk Rasta. I appreciate you. Come along. Slowly. Come. Slowly. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until we meet again, remember to be patriotic. Here, we don't do politics. What we do is called patriotism. Bring that in. Patriotism, not politics. Lick it there.
Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
See the smoke coming out of it. Whistle, whistle, whistle. There's holiness in smoke. Politics, away. We don't deal with that. What we do here is called patriotism. Hey! Whoa!